The Infinix Smart 3 Plus comes just after the S4 for Infinix this year with very similar visual cues, and it's the successor to the Infinix Smart 2. This video is everything you should know about the Smart 3 Plus before you buy. The Smart 3 Plus has a green box this time in contrast to the red from last year, and in the box of this device you've got the device itself as the first component, and then we've got the customer service card, a charging brick which is a regular charging adapter, a power cable, headphones, SIM ejector tool, screen protector with a water drop cutout, and this very flexible engraved jelly case which looks very appealing, and I like the feeling it gives off when you put it on the device. The device already does feel quite light in my hand, and putting a case on it does make the weight of the phone go up an extra 15 grams. It doesn't translate to much in actual weight in your hand, and with everything said, it doesn't still protect the device so much, but it looks aesthetically pleasing. On the front wrap we've got the highlights, and taking that off we've got the 6.2-inch water drop notch display, and when we take the wrap off the back it shows us the plastic back which really looks a lot like the S4. With the exception of the cameras of course and the color options. As far as the ports and I/O goes, for the normal stuff on the top of the device there's nothing there, and on the right side of the device we've got the textured power button which makes it easily accessible in dark, and we've got the volume rocker keys. On the bottom from the left to right we've got the speaker grills, the charging port, microphone port and the headphone jack, and on the left side we've got the dual 4G SIMs and an SD card port which is expandable up to 128GB, same deal as the Infinix S4. On the back we've got the triple camera setup, 13+2 plus a QVGA camera which has unspecified megapixels, and the flash, all in a protruding glass and plastic frame. Still on the plastic back we've got the fingerprint reader with the logo, all are reminiscent of the Infinix S4 again, and on the bottom is where we've got the smart branding and a designed by Infinix tag. On the front it's the speaker, the 8-megapixel camera in the water drop notch, and something that looks like an indicator and an ambient light sensor. It took about 2 minutes to boot and set up the device from the scratch, and it takes us to XOS Cheetah based on Android 9, XOS 5, and it does come with some bloatware as you would expect. And if you really want to know all about the workings of Infinix SOS Cheetah, you can watch my Infinix S4 video with the card up above or a link in the description, and in fact when you do, a lot of things I've said and will say will make a lot of sense to you. Display wise, the Smart 3 Plus is a 720p display with a PPI of 270. Video and images were rendered quite fine, and when you're watching a video you are capped at 720p for streaming, and you can watch 1080p natively. You can block the speaker accidentally if you're holding it.
For those who don't know, Musicbed is actually one of the best music platforms for content creators and video creators in general. You can get quality music for your project, for your videos.
Which of course is because of the singular firing speaker from the bottom, and you can also change up the fonts for your device, but you're limited to only 3 out of the box. You can also increase or decrease the size of the fonts by 3 stages as well, and by default your font is set to medium. You've got eye care with some intensity, read mode which is similar to eye care in the color, but you can specify which apps should have it, and you can also hide the notch, but this will just create more bezels for you. One thing I like here is the new icon design in the settings menu. I'm a designer, and that flat gradient sort of look is really appealing to me. And anyway, moving on, we're getting to the part where everyone usually has something to say about, and that is the specifications of the Smart 3 Plus. Here we've got 2GB of RAM and 32GB of storage for a price of 39,900 Naira. Basically, if you add 100 Naira, that is 40,000 Naira or $111. With only 4 100MB apps that I've added already, I've used up 28% of the storage, and I have about 23GB free. And as far as the RAM, you need to have just a few apps in the cache for it to run well. We've got a 2GHz octa-core MediaTek processor, PowerVR GPU, a 3500 mAh battery, and this device runs on Android 9 Pie. Performance from this device was okay from my usage, and during gameplay the device did get noticeably warm to the touch, and I did have some frame drops here and there, but it's nothing too drastic. Battery life on the Smart 3 Plus was decent, and heavy use did take a toll on the battery. You'll be fine on standby for a long period of time, but you'll barely get up to 8 hours on battery alone without charging. It's got Bluetooth 4.2 and it's 4G ready with dual 4G SIMs. About the ways to unlock the Smart 3 Plus, you've got face recognition, which was pretty fast, in addition to the fingerprint reader on already existing modes. We've got a downward facing speaker on the Smart 3 Plus, and here's how it sounds like. This is the sound quality of the Infinix Smart 3 Plus. Let me know what you think about the sound quality in the comment section down below. On the back camera side of things, we've got the 13 megapixel camera right in the middle, the 2 megapixel depth sensor above it, and a QVGA camera. You can see that when you're in bokeh mode and you cover the 13 megapixel lens, it shows by skin, and when the depth lens is covered, it detects it. For video mode, you can shoot in 1080p, which is FHD, 720p, which is HD, and 480p, which is VGA. The default mode for pictures is the AI cam, which can detect lighting. It's got HDR as well, and other cool features for the picture size and aspect ratios. You've got beauty mode, bokeh mode, and AR shot for face filters. This is also applicable to the 8 megapixel front camera, and instead of bokeh mode for the front, it's called portrait mode. We've got beauty mode, AI camera mode, which is also the default camera and is capped at 8 megapixels for photos instead of 13 megapixels on the back, and video mode, which applies the same settings of the back camera. With regards to picture quality on the Infinix Smart 3 Plus, just like many other Infinix devices, it would only thrive in the right lighting conditions. The shots were a little too exposed, and an example is this camera here. In auto, it tries to focus on the camera while ignoring everything else, hence the excessive whiteness. But when I tap on the brightest part of the image, it balances it out. The same thing was applied on this shot of my palm, and I can see why a lot of people would like more exposed shots, but this doesn't work in all cases. I like the color transition in some shots, and bokeh mode, as always, would require really steady subjects and hand movements to get the right shots. In low light shots, colors shifted as well, while in extremely poor light, the device actually comes out pretty sharp with the flash. Because of the exposure outdoors, bright reds were scaled towards the pink direction, and as you can see in the video, there tends to be some sharp exposure changes while filming, plus focus hunting, and it is noticeable as well. This is the front-facing camera video quality of the Infinix Smart 3 Plus. Let me know what you think about the video quality as well as the sound quality. As you can see, the camera is overtly very exposed. I think I just did some tautology there. This camera is very exposed. As you can see, the white is just so blown out, and I can even tell from the camera here, the white is very blown out, and I can't adjust where to tap for the exposure, so it's just by default very blown out. And as you can see in the picture quality, as I made mention of, the picture quality also has parts where they are overexposed, and you can also adjust for underexposure. So those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. All in all, for a price of 39,900 Naira, this device places itself as an important upgrade for Smart 2 users, but with the body of the Infinix S4 with a few lower features and nothing more really. This is also for those who are coming from something like the Smart 2 or lesser and don't want the price tag of an Infinix S4, saving over 20k and not minding that slower processor on here. Those are my thoughts on the Smart 3 Plus. What would you like to know? Do drop a comment down below and I'll be sure to get chatting in the comments. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.